Hello everyone, welcome to QKnow Design. I'm Janine, and in today's tutorial I show you the fact, true or false logic behind that, and I just restarted it and I start with the screen tab and you see a question. And this question, I marked it red, so it's later for us better to find out if our question or our fact is true or false. Of course, when you create your filter, it shouldn't be so obvious. And this one is false, so when I go to this side, it's right, but when I go to this side, it's wrong, and the pulse begins. I hope you enjoy this part 1, where I show you how to create the logic behind that and the animation and how to randomize the different questions. So let's start. Okay, let's start with the scene. We start to create the scene. We need at first a face trigger. This one right here. And we need different panels. 2 for the question, 2 for the false and true button, and then 2 for the right answer and the wrong answer. So let's start to make it a little bit more organized. We need later some null objects, but we start with the questions, and we need 3D objects for that. This is object number 1, Command D or Control D for the second one. Hello! And we call this one QB0, QB0/0, QB0/1. The 0 is for an false answer, or the answer is false, and the 1 is for our true answers. And now we create a null object. This is our true button, call this BTN, and add one plane to it. This is our plane for true BTN, or this is the image, true image, and Control D and D, and this one is true is false and true is true. And add this one, like the other one, to our face trigger. Right, whoops, no. Right here, okay. And Command D for duplicate this one, and this one is our false BTN, false BTN, false, false, and false. Okay, perfect. Just put the visibility off and start with the questions. We need for the questions, of course, 2 different materials. So just add material, this one, I duplicate this one. This is QBB, is question block, short for question block, just if you want to know why I call this one QB0. And this is the first block, so it starts with a 0. In this tutorial we won't learn how to add more blocks to it or more questions to it, but when you start to create more questions, it's perfect when you have different blocks. So this is the 0, and this one is the QB01 for the right answers. And now we need two different animation sequence, and this is CQB0 one sequence. I think I call this one, okay, sequence, and Command D. Oh, that's also nice, but I think this is okay. And now we add 5 different true answered, false answers to it, different images, and I created some on my test right here. Is that right? Yes. And there's this. Here are the false answers, and in this case I created red questions. Is questions right? I don't know how I in German you would say Aussagen. And call this one just to make sure QB false. And in this case, create a new one. This one right here. Yes. Of course, when you create the question true and false questions, you won't create two different colors so that everyone can see what is true and what is false. But in this case, to test it, it's perfect when you create two different colors, so you know you really create the right logic behind that. So that's why it's in green and red in this case. And now we can add the 0 to this one and that one right now. And of course, we need to add the material to it. This one and this one. Perfect. And I created more rectangle-like. Sorry, this is a thing that I every time forget, so make sure it's flat. Yep. And this one right here is no compression too. And 7, I think that's okay. And up right here, both are right. Whoop, whoop. Yes. This is a little bit annoying, so I make sure that it stops. I go to show hide patch editor. So you see the patch editor. Select both animation sequence and add this to my scene just so it stops right now. Now I need the true button and the false button. Same like here. So material, this is true BTN, Command D. This is false BTN. And add the texture to it from your computer. True and false. Boop. Like the material here before, flat of course. And add to the true button, true, false button, false. I just create the right or wrong answer icons at first, and we need just like before. This is call this one false icon, Command D, and the true icon. We just need two different materials. Okay, and we need, of course, the textures. This one is fail, and the answer is true or false. So this is the false answer, so 0. Yep. Make sure you create and the right answer. And flat, of course. And now visibility on. So we see it. And we go to at first to our false icons. True is false or false is false. So these are the false icons. It's a little bit confusing, I think it could be. So just watch this tutorial and I hope it's getting better over time. And now the true material. So true BTN and false BTN. And we need to make sure, just select all of them. It's a little bit big, so select all of them, so all them have the same scale, like 3 maybe. Right. Yeah, I think it's okay. Maybe 2, 5. Yeah. And this is also a little bit, the scale is not fine. I think 7, and I'm gonna stay with 1, and in this case 7 or 6. 6 is okay. Maybe 5. Yeah, I think it's okay. Okay, this is a true. True should be on the left side. It's the left side, right? Boop. And this one right here. And it's a little bit too big. So I go to this one and we call this 6 and 6. And you see it's disappearing, so make sure you select all of these and go to advanced render options and yeah, fine. Okay, let's start with the effects animation, so that we choose between the block 0 or the block 1. So it's a true effect or it's a false effect. And this is, I just found some facts about Disney from a BuzzFeed blog. So just to have some questions. Hope it spells right. I just copy paste it. Go to your blog, and in this case just want to create a screen tab. So screen tab. So when you tap on the screen, the questions and the true or false buttons will appear. So we need the information from the visibility right here. True and false here, and these two a little bit later here. I create here an delay. We need a pulse between 2 switches. So there's no complication with the delay. And now we need for this one the random. And that doesn't work. We create a pulse between that and go to randomize. So you tap the switch. No, it's not. I don't see it right now. I create when you tap it, duration, and see this, and I want it to 1. once again, tap, and after a second you see the true and false button, and you may create the random. So with the random, when I start with 0, you see the questions, but I want to see the questions after the random. So I go to value start 1 and 2, and then I go to create a round, and I create a equal exactly, in this case 1, sorry, and equal exactly 2. And this is the visibility for the false and for the true fact. So we created, you don't see the question or something like that, so you can put a intro before that, and when you tap to it, you need 1 second, and then randomly one of the facts appear. So start again, this is true again, and false. We start with 1, and then between 1.5, before 1.5, it's rounded to 0 to 1, and over 1.5 it's the second, so it's 2. But we want to create the random for this one too. So I have an animation sequence with 5 different false facts and 5 different true facts. So we create a random. I can add it to this pulse. In this case, I have 5 different options. So I'll go to this one and go to rounded, and we start. This is can add start value and this one. So when I go to that, the false is visible and the first question appear. Once again, the true fact is visible and the second fact appear. Sorry, not disappear, appear. Now we create the true or false logic between for that, and we start with the head rotation. Go to face tracker and create a patch and go to head rotation. So you have this one right here. Whoops. And we need the lean to the left and lean to the right. And first we add the visibility patch to our scene. So this one is false. If I turn left, lean right, then my guess is false. And when I lean left, my guess is true. When I lean to the left, and no, and we have this one right here. I lean to the left and this one is true. So I'll go to true is true. But when I lean to the right. So, and lean to the right, just connect it a little bit different. And I lean to the right, but true is true. Then say that true is false. In this case, it's not. So I go this one in this case. I think this fact is true. Lean to this side. Sorry. This is false. So I lean to the left. This is just about the left side. I lean to the left and true is true. Then go to this one right here. I lean to the left and true is false. So the false fact is on. Go to true is false. Now the other side. Okay, this one, we stay with this question right here. It's a little bit, it's confusing when you don't create it every time, this kind of logic. It's what? Okay, I create an and. And the true fact in this case is right. So I go to lean to the right, and also the question is, the fact is false. So I want this arrow right here. Go to the true one. Lean to the right. It's on. Now, you need another question. I need a right question, or a true fact. Yeah, like this. Create another and. Go to I lean right, and the fact is true. Just I need a little bit more, but it's, and the fact I lean right, so I think it's false, but the fact is true. That's wrong. This one is right. Correct. Once again. Right, again, okay, this one is right, but also, and I want to create a pulse for the false, go to scale, add pulse, switch. I need an animation sequence, loop animation, and then transition, and I want mirror, so it's pumping. And this one, start with 1.4 is fine, to, wait, 5, it's maybe too much, but oops, 5. So there is a pulse there, just hope. Perfect. Yeah, it's kind of working. Duration 0. But this one is wrong. Funny. So start once again. that right? Duration. No, enable is fine. Vector is fine. Pulse to turn on. Not. Oh. Still processing maybe. Transition. Now it looks okay. Need okay. And of course, what? 0.6, I think. 5. And whoops, 0.5 and 0. Okay, restart. Duration by like this. Just the animation a little bit interesting, more chill is enough, I think. 0.7. So when I think no, it's the other one. No, this is pumping too, so I have to make sure that the duration is just if this one is on. Once again. Need another question. And this is the right answer. And let's try this for the other. We just need when it's false. So when false is false, I just copy this one right here. Oop. And use the pulse right here. And then go to my true position. Sorry, not position. And not this one. I mean scale, of course. So I have a true answer, right, like this, but I think it's false. So this is false and this is pumping. And so you can create some animation to it. It's a little bit confusing, but I think that's pretty nice. It doesn't stop right now, so we have to make sure that the animation restarts or stops when you have another question, and this is way too complex for this part right here, but so you have an idea about the mechanic behind that, and maybe you have some ideas for this true or false fact logic, or see some other inspirations, filter inspirations, or maybe scripts or something like that. Please let me know. Send me a commentary down below, so I create more about more game things like this one. And yes, thank you very much for watching. I hope it really helps you a little bit to understand the mechanics behind it or the logic behind it. And if you like these or other tutorials, please leave a like, a subscription, of course, that really helps, and tell it to your friends and family who wants to see this tutorial or other tutorials about LUTs or something like else. And yes, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it and enjoy the process. Bye bye.